Today is very hot, so be careful for your status and healthy. Today we will start class, but unfortunately last week we have the vacation, the Independence Days. We passed the class, so a little bit I have some sort of past progress. Okay. Today we will continue the last course. Today we will show to Sociology foundation, and the second class I will show you some title as you show the screen. What are those three core aims of sociology? It means we have some sociology definition and how to approach. Later we will study the research methodology and the theory something. But before that time, we will review what is the aims. What is the three kind of aims of sociology? So it means is the three core focus of sociology means is almost everything in human societies can be researched within sociology. So sociology is adapted and relayed everywhere for researchers. So, but the most research is done within three primary areas of focus. The basic focus primary areas. It means is, as I saw here, the study of social inequality. It means the social inequality. Even if we are same birth, but as we know this, in somebody born in Africa, somebody born in the developed country, in the United States or in the Asia, so many different conditions to born. It is also some example of inequality, social inequality. Somebody is rich, but somebody is very poor system. So these things is also same reason for reputation and living expense and some social many reasons there for growing up or some living situation. That is very simple inequality. Sociology core aims. And the second core aim is the role of social institution in society. So social institutions have some kind of role in society. So sociology also very basic aims is the role of social institutions. What kind of roles? What can I do? What can they do to do that? The research in society. And the last three core aims is the study of social change. There are many kinds of social changes. As you know, the society is developed and change the situation and leader change and the climate and the education level, any kind of the job and especially economic status. There are so many social changes. So sociology have to research the aim of sociology research for social changes. There are many kinds of social changes. So how do they change the core aims in sociology? So that's why the sociologists have to study these several things. Later I will show to the screen. And move to next aim is what are the 5 main points of sociology? there are many kind of points in the sociology. But as I said, there are some core aims: inequality and law and change, social change. This is three kind of main cores. And follow the sociology, there are some 5 main points of sociology. 5 key concepts of sociology are macro-sociology. As you know, there are microeconomy, macroeconomy, something like that. Sociology also same, micro-sociology and macro-sociology. So macro-sociology, micro-sociology, and culture, values, and norms. This is 5 concepts of sociology. So they refer to ways in which society can be studied to understand this better. So we have to study to society can be moved to change. So we have to know, or and understand it better. So this is for 5 points of sociology. First, macro-sociology, micro-sociology, culture, values, and norms. Especially, I like very much for values. Value means very powerful words in your life. Values especially expressed in the society, especially also in the economics and business, is same express very stressful word for your life, the values. Also, I like very much this word, values. How can you make your values? Which is added value in your convenient or in your futures, in your aims, goals in your life. Value means values include very huge meaning in the world, in your life also. So very focused. You guys have to focus the value management, the value concept. Later, if I chance, I'll talk about. So the 5 main points of sociology is macro, micro, culture, and value, and norms. Also, we have 3 kind of aims on sociology and 5 main points of sociology, and continues. What is sociology in the simple way? How to approach the same way as the simple way. The sociology is the study of the social life, as you know. So also the social change and the social causes and the consequences of human behavior. In the Constitution and any groups, we have some related social relationship and between the people in their human behavior. So we have many different kind of the situation in the organizations. So very simple ways in sociology is social life, social change, social causes. So what is the reason? What is that? Or why is the change there? What is the cause? What is the reason of something? And then what is the consequence, output, result of human life? If I act something like that, and then what is the reason? And then what is the result? And then what is the result affected to others or in their organizations? These things is a very simple way in the sociology. So especially I show you to the sociological research areas. Why is sociological research necessary? 5 ways to knowing the world. And the advantage to scientific ways of knowing. How to knowing the scientific ways. And descriptive and explanatory studies. Explanatory studies means is some, for example, the questionnaire something, and then ask it. And we are research area for questionnaire through the questionnaire method. This is for explanatory studies. And the theory and the research cycle. These things is a sociological research area. Why we need that, and the knowing way, and the scientific ways, and explanatory studies, or the theory and research cycle. So first, why sociological research is necessary? Social research is the key part of sociology, because we have to research and study, and then we make some output and result, and then the sociologist shows to the sample or some guideline or some ways for, or some argue and concurs, conflict in the groups. There are many kind of research areas to helpful. So that's why social research is the key part of the sociology. Later I will show you to the last of the social research methodology. And second reason is why sociological research is necessary is moves beyond common sense. It means is sometimes we are doing in the organizations is common sense, but sometimes people doing the beyond the common sense. It's very angry, something like that. As you know, there's some groups, many kind of connection and the ways in each peoples, and then they have some impression. So somebody says, if I join the groups, and then the first impression from each people very expressed. Somebody has some times and then make some reputation with others. There are many kind of common sense. So social research is also is necessary for social common sense. And next, such necessary reason is the sociology involves debunking. It means the masking of fallacies in the everyday and official interpretation of society. It means is very different ways for and officially and unofficially and every day, every time is unmasking. So the sociological research is necessary. And next, scientific method. As I said, first time the sociological research is necessary for researching area. And then we make some conclusion. These things is impact other things. That's why scientific method is very first way to sociological research. The scientific method is structured and systematic approach. There are many kinds of systematic approach methodologies. These things is social science basic method, especially economics, business, sociology, philosophies, everywhere in the scientific, social scientific methodology is very useful ways. So the scientific method is structured and systematic approach. There are many kind of some statistics using there. They're very developed for a long time for systematic and structured methodologies to investigate natural phenomena using the empirical evidence. It means the scientific method. Last week we will study scientific research, introduction to scientific research. Some students took the class and some have ideas for scientific methodologies. Scientific methods, scientific research is same way, and the basic starting is scientific method have a systematic and structured approaches methodology for investigating natural phenomena or some status or some acting using empirical evidence. So let me show to overview the scientific method. Scientific method is a structured and systematic approach to investigating natural phenomena or events through empirical evidence in order to develop reliable and valid conclusions. It means we are very developed ways to approach the phenomena and theory. Last time I talked to you how to we express and research and understand the method. Two things. One thing is theory. The other one is model. It means theory is we investigate the phenomena and then research area and then we make some theory. And the next step is adjust the theory in the social organization. And the other one is the model style. Model style is we cannot quantity methodology. It means it's something like the probability and statistical methodology. But in other things, we have some cannot be calculated by phenomena. These things we can approach the model system. This is not statistics or the mathematical methodology, explanation to models. So there are many kinds of phenomena in the society, but we can express and approach two methodologies, theory or models. It can be researched. So final goal is so we can use the valid conclusion for your life and your society and your organizations. So valid and also reliable conclusion. It is very helpful for your next understand or the conduct in your group. See? So empirical evidence can be gathered from the experimentation. Experimentation means there are many kind of experiment. Sometimes it's a laboratory, sometimes in the street, and they ask it. The representative example is the questionnaire style, and also observation. There are some observation, seeing their context, and also analysis. We get some data and then analysis by tools, and then we make some conclusion. This is analysis. Also, they are very powerful. Developed these things, especially computer and the methodology methods, powerful tools. For example, SAS, SPSS, or very popular things is Excel. These things is very powerful analysis tools. And also the interpretation of data. How to we understand, how to interpretation of the data. These things allows one to create generalization about the probable reasons behind these happenings. So some happenings or some phenomena, and then there are probable reasons in there. How to we read and understand and observation and make conclusion for many kind of reasons. These things is a scientific method. So besides things is some example. The climate change research. As you know, nowadays very hot days. So in the Death Valley, 134, 135 Fahrenheit degree. You know, in the body is 36.5, but we are calculate Fahrenheit to Earth. Auditor styles. 134 Fahrenheit is about 50, 82 degrees. This is for human standard degree. Compare. Very hard in that space. Nowadays, it's changed the degree record one by one in the Death Valley and some Palm Springs around in here. Very hard. So the scientific methods, example, this screen says climate scientists using the scientific method to study in the Earth's changing climate. You have so many reasons in the news and report for climate change. In the all over the world, they have some big problem, the big poor and some hot day and strain and storms, big rain, lots of problem from the news in the world. That's the day correct and analysis data on temperature, CO2 level, and ice coverage, the ice coverage in the North area, to understand the trends and make a prediction about the future changes. How these possible these calculate and analysis, we have a supercomputer. You can see the every climate report. How do they know the tomorrow and 1 week later and the next year climate anticipate forecasting? It can be used the supercomputer. Supercomputer have big data, and then they analyze the data and forecast the weathers. Most of all news reports using this type of thing. So they can be analyzed and forecasting or predict the future's change. So also in the related climate change researches will retest the result to ensure the models cohere to scientific and academic standards. It means is later we have decalculate and correct the data or anticipate the data, the futures change, and then these things using the scientific and academic standard for next scientific research or scientific method. These things is circulated and developed scientific research. So finally, simple step needs for sociological research means importance of social research. There are two things. One thing is help solve social problems by understanding how they come out and why they persist, why they exist or persist, and how they come out, why they doing that. How can we understand social problems. Also, there makes a clear an aspect of the social world has been muddled by common sense argument. If I join some organization and there are many kinds of things to that, to argue or some dispute, and sometimes it's fighting, sometimes discuss. There are a little bit differently, argue, dispute, and some fighting and distribute and talking. There are a little bit different meaning there, as you know, in the word. And social research is also makes the clear aspect of social world. These things is a sociological research importance area, isn't it? And I also described the 5 ways we know the words. There are 5 ways. So sociological research can cover many topics. All topics covered. For example, the researchers can examine the impact of the racism. There are big issues in the United States, racism, on marriage and families. In certain communities, African American community, Asian community have some racism on marriage. This is example. They can be also examine the religious influence on politics and the cultural norms. So as you know, this year for president role in November, so now there is a big problem for Joe Biden is to quit, stop anymore to president role for, because he has something mental problem or physical problem. But today news says he is insist and keep going the president for campaign, but many people cannot help him because even if he is elected the president in the United States, but the problem is how to he can serve the government 4 years, for 4 years. It is impossible because he is 85 years old later. Now she is 81. So how to he works in the governments in the 4 years. That's why this thing is very big problem for American futures. So this is for political problem in the socialism. Now the big issues. Also, now is Donald Trump is related especially religious organization in some evangelical groups in the Texas, and especially Donald Trump have some special and very I think very dangerous relationship with him. This is for religious influence on politics. This is another problem. So also the other topics, there are lots of topics can be homeless problem and education inequality. There are many kind of sociology research area there. Example, also the homelessness is big problem especially in the LA County. So the mayor of the LA is very hot issues, main issues, top issues is homeless problem. So how do they resolve and make some conclusion or some method for release the homeless problem? And then they elected by people's become a mayor, city of LA County. So the LA County mayor first job is to how do they resolve the release the homeless problem. These are things. It's also very big issues in the social problem. So as you know, in the United States, it's very long time social research area, and the social big problem is four things. One thing is gun, and immigrant, and health insurance. It is very long time problem in society in the United States. So last time, Bill Clinton tried to resolve the among just one among three. Especially, he wants to change the health insurance problem, but he failed. But the past authority in the Republican, and then finally 8 years ago, Obama did it. He tried to change the insurance problem, health insurance, and then he successfully adjust health problem in the United States. So that's why we say the Obamacare or health insurance. It's the same word in health insurance problem. So Obamacare means is President Obama has done to resolve the very long time social problem in the United States. He can do it. But now, big problem is two issues. You should know in the president's role is also same arguing issues is two things. One thing is immigrant. The other one is gun problem. Now it's big issues in the American society. So these things is for recently. And these things is for also the 5 ways we know to the world. How do we know that? The 5 ways. First thing is personal experience. I have some experience in the world, and then I understand, I know the world. And second ways is tradition. Tradition means is former old person is doing, and then they have some remain the record, especially books or more record or more drama or more some report. These things for tradition, and then I knows the world through the tradition. And also authority. Authority means is the somebody, president, the faculty and the professors can teach that. And some organization leaders have some authority to understand the world, and then let them know they are. This is also one of the ways understand or know the world. And the religion. There are many kinds of leaders in the religions, and the religion leaders can be can be taught the social world thing, and then they religious impact thing. And the other ways is science. Science is very wide ways to understand and know the ways of the world, because there are some push the scientific method. This something is scientific methodology thing, so very reliable. Finally, we have some describe the how we know the world. First thing is my personal experience, and some adherence for traditions, and some leaders, some authority from the leaders, and the religious, and science. 5 things is for you understand the world or your society. So also let's move to explanatory versus descriptive theories. There are, as I introduced, that some ways explanatory theory and descriptive theory. This is some kind of example of social research. So explanatory theory versus descriptive theories is that to mention there is explanatory theories or more theoretical frameworks or theory about why languages are the way they are. These things is explanatory theories. It means it's a theoretically approach to why languages are there, why they're using this language. These things is explanatory theories. Example. And the other hand, descriptive theories, especially theoretical frameworks, theory about what language are like, why they like the language. These things is descriptive theories. Two things is a little bit different. So also the other tables shows to compare the explanatory research and descriptive research differences. The meaning is a little bit different. Explanatory research means a research conducted for formulating a problem for more clear investigation. We make some formula, theory, not models, make some theory conducted for formulating. And then this is a more clear investigation. It is generally conducted when a reader is known about the topic of interest. These things, if we know very little interest, and then we choose the explanatory research method. But the other hand, the descriptive research meaning is, descriptive research is research that explore and explain an individual, group, or a situation. We explore it. We explain. This is for meaning of research, descriptive research. Explore and explain. And what is the objectives, the goal? Goal is also different. Labs, explanatory research goals is to provide insight and understanding and developing hypotheses. I think next week I will guide for your hypothesis. Hypothesis means is simply I explain it. Oh, I like him. I like her, and then we explain, or exploratory research. And then the conclusion is, no, I don't like her. So we investigate hypotheses, and then conclusion is change or not. This methodology is hypothesis method. Later I will explain that. So explanatory is research using the developing hypothesis. But descriptive research to test specific hypotheses or examine relationship and describe characteristics and functions. So if we have some groups, organizations, and then we make some specific hypotheses. If they go through that, or something. Another thing is examine the relationship, how they relationship, and what is the descriptive of the relationship each people's, and describe the characteristic. We explain the characteristic each members of groups. It means is something like the character, and also functions. These things is descriptive, narration style. So overall design is flexible in method is explanatory method. But the descriptive research is very rigid. Also, research process is unstructured. Is explanatory research is unstructured, but the descriptive research is very structured because is the described this characteristic. He is very anger style. He's very corruption style. He's a cooperation style, something like that. So very structured. So the explanatory research no need to probability sampling. Probability sampling is very important for research area, the statistical. But the descriptive research need probability sampling. We make some groups, and how many samples, how much the sampling to descriptive, the characteristic, the organization. Point is that we cannot using the all characteristic members. So it means is now is very big president role in the United States, and who you will stand that, who you will support that, what is your idea for presidents. We cannot asking all of them. So in this case, we are make sampling. This is very important sampling method. It's very high quality area in the United States in the study. So probability, we using the probability for sampling, for understands all population characteristic. You support for 36 point, 46 point for Joe Biden, and 3% of Donald Trump. These things is rely on or based on the probability sampling. And also the structure and design is a little bit different for that. That's why the exploring research is not free-planned design for analysis. No need to free-plan. But descriptive research need to free-planning design for analysis. It means is we make the sampling. And mostly in the pre-planned design for analysis, we need for about at least about 30 samples. Okay, let me explain that. Some people like the bus or train, what this problem, this point. And then also another problem is racism. Let me show the racism on marriage. And these things. What is the most popular reason for racism on marriage? So I make some groups, Asian group, African American group, and Mexican group. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This South American group or something like that, and the native groups, some grouping. And what is the different reason for racism on marriage in United States society? And then how to first step? First step is make questionnaire. How about your idea for marriage in different races? What is your idea? Is okay? Is acceptable or not? What is the reason? Something like that to make sample questionnaire. And then each group choose at least 30 samples. And then briefly analysis by tools, and then you can fix it the questionnaire. And the probability is increased. And the final, next, how many samples for racism on marriage between races. So you can choose the sampling 1,000 or more 2,000 or 3,000 each groups, something like that. we can calculate that method. So mostly in the president's role, you very interesting areas. In the United States, have 50 states in the United States. And then how do they, about 3.3 billion people. So sampling numbers only 1,000. It is representative the population's characters. That's why. Very simple. It is things is a pre-planned design. As I said, some goals for investigate or some analysis problem, at least 30 samples pre-planned design for analysis. Okay, this is very difficult area, and finding and the result is also different. The exploratory research is very tentative, but descriptive research is very conducive, conclusive. Also, outcome is a little bit different. Exploratory research is generally followed by further exploratory or conclusive research. Futures, we can do something. Futures, we doing something. And the other side, descriptive research outcome is finding can be used and input for decision making. This is for how to using the input, and then finally they get a decision making. This is the descriptive research area. Let's move to theory and the research cycle. This is very simple understanding for you concepts, theory and research cycle. So first, I'll show you the pictures. The research cycle is first develop the research question, and this circulating, generate proposal, obtain the approvals, research expectation, execution, and dissemination, and knowledge translation. Okay, first thing, we start the research question. This is red color. And then we have developed the research questions. And next circle is generate proposal. It means it's temporary or first outcome proposal. And then obtain the approvals, the main research. And next circle, the research execution. Execution is some research execution. Research doing that. And the dissemination and the knowledge translation. How do we read and understand the outcome? Translate. And the update is for develop the research questions. These things is circulate and then develop that. So the theory and the research cycle is a little bit different meaning there. The theory is the set of the logically interrelated statements, attempts to describe, explain, and predict social event. These things is theory. But research is the process of the systematically correcting information for the purpose of testing and existing theory, or generating a new one. Well, if we make some new theory, very difficult area. Anyway, this is, especially in the sociology, very long time disciplines in the world history. So anyway, the generating a new one. This is research. The theory and the research cycle consist of the conductive and the inductive approaches. Finally, I can say the deductive, inductive approaches. This is theory and the research. Deductive and inductive. So the scientific research cycle. Data, theory, model, built-in data, including inductive reasoning. What is the reasoning, the inductive? And circled that the deductive reasoning is hypothesis. So amended. First, data. We have some data. And how to get it by purpose. What is the characteristic in the groups? And what do it means is social phenomena explanation. So in the raw data, using that the theory and the models, so built on the data, using the data, and inductive reasoning and move to deductive reasoning is pre-questionnaire or pre-conducted research, and then make hypotheses. So suggested by the theory and data, and accumulated data and circulate. This is for scientific research cycling. So the all research depends on the nature of the research. So research depends on the nature. These things is a data, theory, and make models, and makes a hypothesis and circulate. These things is theory, scientific research cycling. And let's move to theory and research. Is another definition is in there. Theory informs our research by that helping us identify our unit or analysis. Also identifying the setting where we will observe our phenomena. And also identifying the independence and the dependence variables. In the social phenomena of the independence factors and dependent factors or variables. Identifying possible intervening factors. Also identifying hypotheses and expected outcomes. These things theory and research informs. Okay, these things is theory and research area. Also, let's move to other area is sociology is a little bit different cycle. Let's move to here. And today class, this is all thing. And next, where is it? Okay, here. So this quarter we will study introduction to sociology. So basically, we have to know the what is the difference between sociology and the psychology, and sociology and philosophy, or what is the difference between sociology and anthropology. Sociology and anthropology is different things, and next class, I will study the sociology and psychology and anthropology and psychology, sociology. Okay. So thanks for coming today. Thanks for joining this class, and see you next week. Okay. If you have any question, let me know it through the